things that annoys me with critics, so-called skeptics, things as simple as confusing points, which I've done myself in the past. So, for example, criticising a Muslim, okay, you can do that, fine, whatever. Criticising in a critical way, okay, that's what criticism is, is what critique is. And yeah, basically, they will say something about God and say, don't you mean Allah? Don't you mean Allah? Allah, the word that means God or Almighty God. And God, that means Almighty God. It's just like, I don't know. It's semantics, isn't it? Semantics. But some people obsess over this because they say God because they were raised Christian or raised in the West. They convert to Islam, they say God, but they sort of say Allah in other contexts. In some videos, they might say Allah or God. They might simply say God because they're communicating with people who probably aren't of the same belief as them. And yeah, it makes zero fucking difference. Criticism for the sake of criticism. I was like that. I did some videos responding to a David Icke documentary about 8 years ago, maybe more than that. And I was responding to every single point because that's the way I was. I thought that was skepticism. But technically I was responding to every single point over and over because a video, they go over the points. They go over and over. It's like, oh, there's this connection. There's this here. There's that there. And I just said that wasn't the case. And it ended up being a long series that I kind of gave up on after like 12 episodes. But in any case, if you're simply going over the same points over and over, what's the point? You know, back and forth kind of response, whether it's you with a little webcam image of you in the corner or whatever the case may be. Does it actually make a goddamn difference? No, not really. I mean, maybe you'll get through to more people that way. Maybe you won't. Maybe just simply clutter the searches for David Icke or other conspiracy theorists or religious fanatics or whatever the case may be. And as a result, you'll get through to more people. But then again, maybe if you just simply boil it down to a 2-minute thing where you focus on a few key points and then mention some other things perhaps in the comments or in the description or in text at the end of the video, things you didn't need to go over, basically, maybe that will be more successful. Maybe that will do the trick more. Maybe that will enlighten more people rather than people not watching your video because they go, you're simply doing a long video, I'm not going to even watch this. 30 seconds in, oh, can't be bothered, clicked off, thumbs down. And it's like, well, people like that you can't get through to anyway. But if you do them a 2-minute video, even if they are very critical, very angry as well about you attacking their belief, they're more likely to watch it through, and as a result, they're more likely to see what you actually have to say. And that's the thing I admire about several people I could mention, but I won't bother mentioning here actually, who've done very short videos in response to various points, and they have not needed to do a 5-minute video, 10-minute video, a 15-minute video, a 30-minute video with some people, and as a result, they've been able to basically present something which is more compelling in some ways because it's been something which they can digest as opposed to something which is harder to digest because it's, too long. You do a long ass video, no one watches it, what's the point? Then again, sometimes you can do a long ass video. I've done some videos which have been like, 30 minutes long and people are watched and it's like, oh, tens of thousands of views. And it's like, what's happening there when I do little tiny videos and I get like a handful of views? I guess it depends on the audience and the times and the way in which YouTube has changed, of course, because very often nowadays I don't get many views at all. But in any case, it's certainly worth making your points clearly if you can. And even if only a few people who don't agree with you or typically don't agree with you watch that video, you might help to wake a few people up. And that sounds like the kind of shit that Christian fundamentalists and Muslim fundamentalists and probably even Jehovah's Witnesses and Scientologists and Mormons and all these other fuckers basically say. But in any case, if you're being skeptical, you're being critical, and you're pointing out some errors within the belief, a conspiracy theory, religion, whatever the case may be, you may well get through to people and may well wake people up to the fact that some of these ideas do not work in reality.